Hello there, guys. So today we are going to subtract fractions with unlike denominators, which works very similar to adding fractions with unlike denominators, but we're going to take away instead. So let's just say that we want to subtract 9/12 Okay, we're going to take 9/12 minus 2/4. Okay, again, you are going to label whole numbers on the left side, as in the previous video, and then fractions on the right. Okay, if there are whole numbers, we will put them on the left side, but since 9/12 is just a proper fraction, there are no wholes, we're going to put a 0 there and put 9/12 to the right minus 2/4. There are no wholes, so then we write 2/4 here. Now look at that again. Look at your denominators. Okay, we're looking in this area right here. You have to ask yourself, are my denominators the same? Okay, and as you can see, they are not. All right, but if I look at this 4, right, and I skip count, okay, because that is the step that I have to take to find equal denominators. I'm going to skip count by 4s, okay, and if I go 4 more, that's going to be 8. 4 more than that, that's going to be 12, okay? And then I'm going to skip count my numerators, draw my dots, counting by 2s. 2 more is 4. 2 more than that, it's going to be 6, okay? Now, I only had to skip count my 2/4, my denominator at the bottom, because when I skip count by 4s, it takes me to a denominator of 12. Okay, so therefore, I don't have to skip count 9/12. I'm going to leave that the same, and then I'm going to use 6/12. Now, it's very important that you know when we skip count, okay, it is making equivalent fractions, all right? So now we're going to subtract our numerators. 9 minus 6 is 3, and our denominator does not change. Of course, 0 minus 0 is still 0. Okay, so now I have 3/12. My last and final step is that I always need to make sure that my fractions are simplified. They're in simplest form, okay? So I know that 3, okay, and 12 can be simplified, all right? So I'm going to come over here and list my factors, okay? My factors for 3 are 1 and 3. When I multiply 1 times 3, that gives me 3 right here. This is what we'll call a prime number because the only two factors for 3 are 1 and itself. All right. Now I'm going to list my factors for 12. I can have 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Okay. Now, this is what I would call a composite number because there are more factors besides 1 in itself. Okay. Now I'm going to look under both lists and look for the greatest common factor. Okay, so I'm looking for the number that is the greatest number under both lists. And I call this big T, which helps my students find the factors for each of their numbers, okay? If you look under both lists, 3 is your greatest common factor. If 1 was my greatest common factor, then this would be in simplest form. But since it isn't, I'm going to divide my numerator by 3 and my denominator by that 3. Okay, 3 divided by itself is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So my final answer is 1/4 in simplest form. Okay, happy fundamental math.